Amidst the horrors of Auschwitz, one woman's bravery stood out, a midwife who risked everything to save lives. Today, we're uncovering the incredible story of Stanislawa Leszczynska, the midwife of Auschwitz, and her unwavering courage during World War I. Let's begin. The Holocaust was one of humanity's darkest chapters. Within its horrors, stories of profound courage and humanity emerged, serving as reminders of the human spirit's resilience. One such remarkable figure is Stanislawa Leszczynska, a Polish midwife whose bravery and compassion earned her the title of the Midwife of Auschwitz. Early life and professional calling. Born on May 8, 1896, in Lodz, Poland, Stanislawa grew up in a devout Catholic household. From a young age, she exhibited a strong desire to help others. After completing her education, she trained as a midwife, committing her life to bringing new life into the world. Her profession became an expression of her faith and compassion, qualities that would define her in the darkest times. When World War I erupted, Stanislawa and her family supported the Polish resistance. They helped smuggle food and documents to Jewish families in hiding. This dangerous work eventually led to the family's arrest by the Gestapo in 1943. Stanislawa, her husband, and her children were taken to Auschwitz, where their lives would be forever altered. Arrival at Auschwitz. Stanislawa arrived at Auschwitz, a place designed to strip prisoners of their humanity. Like millions of others, she was assigned a prisoner number and subjected to the dehumanizing conditions of the camp. She was sent to the women's barracks, where malnutrition, disease, and despair reigned. It was here that Stanislawa discovered pregnant women among the prisoners. Their plight was unimaginable. Pregnancies were forbidden in the camp, and expectant mothers faced brutal treatment. Many were forced to undergo abortions or were executed. Babies born in the camp were often killed immediately. Despite these horrors, Stanislawa resolved to help the women, declaring her profession as a midwife to the camp authorities. The Midwife of Auschwitz. Her declaration led to her assignment in the camp's infirmary, a misnomer for what was essentially a filthy and overcrowded shack. There were no proper medical supplies, no clean water, and no sanitary conditions. Yet Stanislawa embraced her role with unwavering determination. Her work was not merely about assisting childbirth, it was a moral stand. She viewed every birth as a triumph of life over death and refused to perform abortions, defying the orders of Nazi officers. In doing so, she risked her life daily, as disobedience often meant execution, delivering life amid death. In Auschwitz, Stanislawa delivered over 3,000 babies. Each delivery was an act of defiance against the Nazis' dehumanizing ideology. Despite the abysmal conditions, Stanislawa ensured that every child was born with dignity. She whispered prayers over the newborns, giving each one a blessing, even as death loomed constantly in the camp. Mothers in Auschwitz were frail from starvation and overwork. Many struggled to survive labor, and some passed away shortly after giving birth. For the babies, survival was even more precarious. Nazi officers often took them away immediately, either for experiments or execution. Still, Stanislawa fought to give each mother hope and support during childbirth. Her care extended beyond medical assistance. She comforted grieving mothers, offered them courage, and ensured that even in Auschwitz, where humanity was stripped away, the act of giving birth remained sacred. Confronting the angel of death. One of the most harrowing aspects of Stanislawa's story was her defiance of Joseph Mengele, the notorious Angel of Death. Mengele oversaw horrific experiments on women and infants in Auschwitz. He demanded that Stanislawa kill newborns to aid his research, but she refused, stating firmly that her role was to bring life, not take it. Her refusal enraged Mengele, but he did not punish her immediately, perhaps recognizing her unique skills. Nevertheless, her life remained in constant danger. Her courage in standing up to one of Auschwitz's most feared figures remains a powerful testament to her moral strength. The challenges of motherhood in Auschwitz. For mothers and their newborns, survival in Auschwitz was nearly impossible. Babies who were not immediately killed often succumbed to malnutrition, to disease, or exposure. Mothers faced excruciating decisions, sometimes having to give up their infants in the faint hope they might survive. Despite these odds, Stanislawa inspired hope. Her care, even in such dire circumstances, gave mothers the strength to endure. Some credited her with giving them the will to survive the camp. Liberation and life after Auschwitz. When Auschwitz was liberated in 1945, Stanislawa returned to Lodz. Deeply affected by her experiences, she resumed her work as a midwife, striving to rebuild her community. She rarely spoke of her time in Auschwitz, but the survivors she helped always remembered her courage. The tragedy remained in the shadows, as many of the children she delivered could not survive the horrors of the war. Their lost lives serve as a haunting testament to the suffering endured, while Stanislawa's efforts highlight her resilience and compassion, honoring the midwife of Auschwitz. Stanislawa Leszczyńska's legacy is celebrated in Poland and beyond. Efforts have been made to canonize her as a saint in the Catholic Church, recognizing her extraordinary faith and courage. Monuments and memorials honor her work, ensuring that her story is not forgotten. Her actions during the Holocaust serve as a powerful reminder of the capacity for compassion and humanity. Even in the darkest of times, she upheld the sanctity of life in a place designed to extinguish it, embodying the resilience of the human spirit. Lessons from her story. Stanislawa's story is more than a historical account. It is a lesson in moral integrity and the power of compassion. Her defiance of Nazi orders was not just an act of bravery, but a statement of her unwavering principles. Her life teaches us the importance of standing by our values, even when it comes at great personal risk. She showed that even in the face of unimaginable evil, small acts of kindness and humanity can have profound impacts. Conclusion. Stanislawa Leszczyńska, the midwife of Auschwitz, remains a symbol of courage and hope. Her dedication to preserving life, even in the shadow of death, is a story that continues to inspire. As we remember her, we are reminded of the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring power of compassion. Her legacy lives on in the lives she saved and the countless people she continues to inspire. In a world often marked by suffering and division, Stanislawa's story stands as a beacon of light, proving that even in the darkest times, goodness and humanity can prevail. That was the story of Stanislawa Leszczyńska, the midwife of Auschwitz, a true hero who brought hope to the darkest place on earth. If her courage inspired you, don't forget to subscribe for more incredible stories from history. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.